Welcome to the Disney Hour Express podcast. I'm Abby.
And I'm Rob. We are two hopelessly romantic Disney enthusiasts,
Sharing fun stories, secret tips, and family travel experiences.
If you are a Disney newbie, or maybe a season pass holder, we hope you find this information helpful.
We turned our love of Disney into a unique boutique travel agency that books Disney and Universal vacations.
We've got a lot of stories, so cozy on up, choose your favorite drink,
Whether that be a cocktail or a hot chocolate,
and enjoy the Disney Hour Express.
Hey, Pioneers, welcome back to the Disney Hour Express, your fast pass to all things Disney magic. Today, we're setting sail because this episode is all about the Disney Cruise Line. So whether you're dreaming of Castaway Cay, which I always call Castaway Cay, or curious about what makes Disney cruises different, or trying to decide if it's worth it for your next family vacation, we're diving into all of that today. So grab your sunscreen, maybe a little imaginary Dole Whip, and let's get this adventure started. How you doing over there, Rob?
Well, I like to think of us, the Disney Hour Express, as the premier pass to all things Disney magic.
Listen, I'm still stuck in Fast
Fast
Pass
passes.
days. This shows my age.
And to remind you, you're younger than me. So what does that mean?
Listen, I mean,
What does that mean?
I don't know what it means really.
Okay.
So, we are kind of obsessed with cruising these days because we're going on our Disney cruise pretty soon here.
Yeah, as we revealed in the last episode, we're
Yeah.
going to be sailing on the Disney Destiny
Woohoo.
shortly.
But it's been quite a while since we had a Disney cruise episode.
Over 2 years.
Oh my gosh, we've been doing this forever. Just kidding. We're so excited. Again, we've really been excited about our cruise and deep diving ourselves on what exactly we want to do, how we want to spend our time, getting the kids super pumped for this experience because they've never been cruising before. And so here we go. One of the things... Oh, sorry. You were about to say something.
No, I was going to say this. It is a big departure for us because we're park people.
We are park people.
The kids, everybody, everyone, we're parks. We're ready
rope
to go.
droppers.
Yeah, we're unless my feet hurt and I'm exhausted, that's not a vacation.
Even then.
Yeah, I need that.
You've got to have all sorts of different injuries from walking, 12 miles a day.
My knee hurts and sunburn everywhere in various spots.
Super dehydrated. So what makes Disney cruises so different, right? Just that exactly is we're not rope dropping and we're not exercising like crazy to get to all the different rides. It's very different. But what makes it different from other cruise lines? Okay. Well, Disney builds the entire experience around storytelling. So I think other cruise ships are more about, just the vacationing aspect, but also comfort. But with Disney, we're in this immersive experience. They've got the sail away deck parties that feel like miniature shows, right? They're bringing out the songs, the dancers. They're bringing out all characters from, and they're usually themed on what ship you're going on.
And not to mention also the pirate nights, right?
Yes, they're so cool.
The pirate nights that they have, those are on, I think, almost every ship, as well as fireworks, right? Disney's the only cruise line that is allowed to have fireworks at sea.
Yes, and so you'll see other ships out at sea coming kind of not close, but nearby so that they can view the Disney fireworks too. So that's a big deal.
And
now
Disney's taken it a step further as well because now they have additional Pixar days at sea. And
yes, they do.
And
that was kind of a newer thing. Now, just as a side note, we had somebody that recently came back from a Disney cruise who said that it was their first Disney cruise and they were kind of not sure what to expect on Pirate Night. And they came back and said geez, if you don't dress up on Pirate Night, you are the only one. So you must put your all into that Pirate Night to be a part of the cool the cool crowd. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Okay.
So getting back to what makes Disney cruises so different, I mean, the announcements are done by characters, and even and I'm gonna butcher saying this. I didn't write it in my notes, but the horns. What would they call this? Like when they play the ship horn.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
themed, right? It's the music from different Disney shows or
Yeah,
all
just the
sorts of
other
things.
like tunes all around the Disney verse, right?
Yeah.
So there could be like Cruella de Vil and yeah, I mean like name it and they have it.
Yeah, and so when you catch the Disney the ships tooting their horns, that sounds so weird.
Oh boy.
It's
Why don't
pretty
you go ahead and
special.
toot your horn?
So the ship's design always has hidden Mickeys and other subtle details. And the kids clubs, this is a really big deal. The kids clubs are next level, and the price is included. Like that's included in your overall price.
Yeah.
The kids clubs, that's huge, 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 huge.
And so each ship has something called, it has 3 levels, kind of like for different age groups. It has the Oceaneers Club, which is for ages 3 through 10. It has the Edge, which is for ages 11 through 14, and then it has Vibe, which is 15 through 17. Now, I don't know a lot of 16-year-olds that are going to want to go hang out they're
You
going to
never
like do their
know.
own thing. But
I really feel like it's just the places of meeting others, and then they can decide what they
I
want
think,
to do.
and just trying to get away from their parents, right? And and they obviously make them. There's also, of course, the for the little. There's a nursery,
nursery.
For the little ones,
And so that's a little different.
and that's a different. And that
Yeah.
does there's an additional charge
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
Because no one wants it. They got to change diapers. We're charging before, but yeah, no. The other things, our kids are pretty excited to check them out.
Yeah.
The Oceaneers Club, and they're a little bit different. They're all the same but different. They have a little bit different theming on the different ships, but
Yes. Yeah.
but yeah, no, they are.
But
a lot of fun.
this is huge, and it's not because we want to be separated from our kids. It's because we want to make sure our kids have like those age appropriate activities that make them excited,
Yeah.
right? And so I love this idea. I love that they're excited about it. There are adult spaces, right? They have fine dining for adults that are just adult only experiences, and the spas. This was an interesting thing for me. I thought spas are spas, right? I can bring the kids. Well, actually, the spas are really 18 and up on most of the ships. Now, you can go with an adult between on some of the ships between the ages of 13 and 17 and have a teenage experience. But these spas are really for the adults. I was like semi bummed about it. I was like, oh, maybe we can all go get a pedicure together. But like, I understand the spas are a little bit smaller, and so they're making them just for adult experiences.
I don't need anyone to take care of my toenails, but thank you very much.
know.
Yikes! I need the.
Maybe
They need like a jackhammer to get through some of those, some sandblasting. One of the things with the fine dining is, that's it's not a bad time to bring that up. Is that Disney does one of the other things that makes Disney different is the rotational dining
yes
that they have aboard all their ships. And what Disney has is on each ship there's 3 restaurants. They call it rotational dining, and that's for everyone's involved in that. And so each party is assigned a restaurant that night, and will rotate around as you continue, depending upon the length of your cruise, and you get to visit like each one of those sometimes twice. Sometimes they have a second. They have a second menu. Like sometimes when you go on pirate night, like it's like a pirate theme menu that any place shares. But then in addition to that, they have those adult fine dining. Usually that's an upcharge.
Yeah.
They have something that seems to be loved by everyone is the Paolo Steakhouse that's aboard every ship. Is supposed to be really good. They have a brunch that everyone raves about, as well as a dinner. And then there's usually something else. There's an even higher class dining experience. I believe like on the Destiny, it's called Enchanté. And that's like, you're paying a few $100s for this menu, but it's supposed to be like Michelin star chefs and
Amazing.
all these things, and really
I mean,
high
the food
class.
itself just looks beautiful. You're like, am
Yeah.
I eating this? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's usually, it's like good food, like tiny portions, and
Hmm.
to compare from the buffets that you're getting, with the families and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
No, I mean, rotational dining can be found on some other ships
What?
too, right? Because,
No
and they
way.
usually have like, your very fine dining where you
Mm,
dress up and whatnot. But
mm.
this is the point is that this is more themed and
Oh yeah.
immersive. Like you can't find that on
Hmm.
other ships. Now, another thing that I am going to compare to another ship is like our Disney ships, they don't have casinos, which seems to be prevalent on other ships,
Yeah.
and definitely makes a different kind of feel. I've been on a few casino ships, and honestly, not my thing, not my thing at all. But I mean, they're fine.
She's actually a
So
huge craps player.
no, no, no. I do like the free drinks usually when you're standing there, but that's about it. So
Okay.
family centered energy, right? We're
Hmm.
really looking at that aspect. And the quality is consistently high, just like Walt always wanted in his parks.
Hmm.
High, clean, consistent, good vibes, and that's what you're
Hmm.
going to find on the ships. And of course, what is included in that price, right? Some of these prices look really heavy up front, but you got
Yeah.
to think about like, okay, we're getting the entertainment, we're getting the kids club, we're getting these deck parties, we're getting the food.
Hmm.
I mean, are we going to eat our way through soft serve all day long? Yes,
Hmm.
absolutely. You got to add all that stuff up, and then you can even compare it to what a 5 night stay at Disney would look like. Make sure you're including your food, make sure you're including any snacks that you might need, and
Yes.
the entertainment. I mean, it's a similar cost, I would think. um
Yeah. No,
so
it's definitely yes. It's something where most of that stuff is all included, whereas other cruise lines have dining packages that you can
mhm,
purchase or drink packages where you can. And that's one of the things with the Disney is that while they do have alcohol on board, it's all a la carte. It's an extra
right,
charge. It's not. There's
correct.
no drink packages. Um, yeah, some of them I guess had like a wine package, but it's different than other places where they're kind of like, well, it's usually adults, and it's usually everyone's looking to enjoy themselves a little bit more, and you might be hear more horror stories than you will on a Disney trip.
Absolutely. So, this kind of also the cruises, I was like thinking about it, like, why am I so excited? Well, I don't know if they still have them, but I know I had looked at some like where they have family camp. And family camp is usually like you're going out into the woods and enjoying, fire pits with
Mm-hmm.
your kids and other families and doing like family meals that not necessarily you're cooking, right? You're going to a dining hall and having them, and you're doing activities like archery and all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me of like a really elevated family camp, right? We're not necessarily woodsy people who want to go spend time with mosquitoes
Mm-hmm.
and bears. So this is definitely more our vibe, updated family camp.
Should see anytime we try to have an outdoor movie night during the summer, it usually is yes, too many mosquitoes. I heard something in the woods.
Listen, I
Uh,
love it. I am all about those, but
yeah.
I mean, as a family unit, I don't think it's our thing. But I do love
Uh,
a great fire pit and an outdoor movie for
yeah.
sure. So
And
again, the
guess what? You could
immersion
have it
out of
here.
this
You
world.
could sit on a pool deck eating soft serve and watching a Disney
Yes.
movie on Funnel Vision. So,
Yes, I'm so
yeah.
excited. I'm so excited. So we're going to do a little dive into all the ships that they currently have, and some of the ships that they'll have in the future or what
Yeah.
they're dreaming of. So we're going to start with the ships pre-2024, right?
That was
Because
when our last
this was when our last episode
episode.
was, but we're actually going to mix it up. So I shouldn't
Mhm.
even say it's all pre
Yeah.
2024. But the ships are broken down into categories or what are known as ship classes. So we start with the Magic class, and that includes the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder. So these were the first two ships that they dreamed up. They were launched in 1998 and 1999, and they carry around 2,700 passengers. And these ships were made to be cozy and give you the nostalgic Disney feeling. They're smaller ships. I know 2,700 passengers doesn't sound small, but it really is a smaller ship, and they can sail more unique routes like the Alaskan routes and the Mexican Riviera.
For those wondering what the Mexican Riviera is, like I was, it's like Cabo San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta, things along those lines.
Okay, so like the other side, like the western
Yes.
side, yes, of the Mexico. So the Magic often sails from Galveston, Texas, and again to the Western Caribbean. It spends its summers up in Vancouver for the Alaska cruises, and sometimes it goes to San Diego for the Mexican Riviera voyages. So that we were just talking about. So this ship and the Wonder, I should say, has the Aqua Dunk water slide, which drops riders through a trap door before twisting over the pool deck. This scares me, the Aqua Dunk. I mean, I will talk a little bit more about what they have on the newer ships, which seems better. But the Aqua Dunk seems like, I mean, wow. It seems like you need to be really brave to go on it, which is not my thing.
Abby loves getting wet in any capacity.
But it's not just that. It's like a trap door opens.
Because it also like it fills this compartment, just shoots water. It fills with water, and then it just opens a door, and you just like it like flushes you essentially.
So you're in a tube with lack of oxygen being filled with water.
Well, it's not really a tube. No, you're in it's like a glass, like a
case.
You're sitting on a floor, and it's like it's surrounded by glass, and it just starts shooting water everywhere, and then the door opens, and you just go down the slide. It just kind of takes you.
That is not an independent experience I want to have, but I'll watch everybody else do it.
Well, we're not going on any of those ships just yet. So
the Wonder also splits time between Alaska and Vancouver and the Mexican Riviera from San Diego, with occasional short Australian sailings.
Oh,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So in 2019, this ship kind of had a revamp into a New Orleans twist, and now they have like Mardi Gras style restaurants and French Quarter Lounge and whatnot. We just watched the Mammoth Club do something again. I'm quoting that, like talking about the Mammoth Club again this episode. My goodness. But yeah, they had like a really good YouTube video about this one.
Yeah, Tiana's Palace. It's rave reviews.
Rave reviews. So that's
Tiana's Place. Sorry,
Magic class. Did you have any additional things you wanted to say about the Magic class before I move on to the next one?
No, I mean, it's just kind of the smaller ships. And, but everyone does seem to, they're like a nostalgic feel. It is. The atrium, right? Disney's kind of the other thing. They're like known for like their atriums or like their grand halls that they have on these ships. And, you see this one's it's still there, but it's smaller. That's it. It's just everything's smaller, and the layouts of the ships kind of start to change as they continue on. And everyone kind of seems to have their favorite of them, but. The Magic and the Wonder.
So then we have the Dream class, which includes Disney Dream and Disney Fantasy. And these were launched in 2011 and 2012. They're actually mid-sized ships, which are now going to be most of the ships that Disney has. It's about 4,000 passengers. And it has features like the Aqua Duck. So not the Aqua Dunk.
Correct.
It's the Aqua Duck water coaster, and it has virtual portholes, which were newer. So
for the inside staterooms.
So that's what I was gonna say. Yep. So they have inside staterooms, and if you don't have like a veranda or an exterior porthole, the virtual portholes will give you some views of what's happening outside. But it also like has fun like. Animated views too, which are really fun and cute for kids, right? So the Dream typically, I can't say that word today, sails short 3 or 4 night Bahama cruises from Fort Lauderdale. And then they'll do longer summer voyages to the Mediterranean from Barcelona and Northern Europe from Southampton. So again, I think I just said the ship has the Aqueduct coaster.
Yeah.
It's a 760-foot slide that wraps around the ship and gives riders a view of the ocean. So I like the idea of a slide better than a trapdoor opening.
Okay.
But again, it's still that one person independent thing that you have to do alone, right? Like it's not like a joint venture. I like joint ventures when it's dealing with water, right? In case I'm in a situation and need help, need a helping hand.
Yes, you definitely. When you need help, grab Bailey.
You know, she's a strong girl. So the Fantasy is the next ship, and it typically sails for 7 nights from Port Canaveral around the Caribbean. So in 2026, they added a few 5-night. This is what Rob was talking about, the 5-night Pixar Day at Sea sailings. So do you know what the Pixar Day at Sea sailings include?
Well, lo and behold, it actually includes a Pixar Day at Sea, right?
No, really.
So there's on any type of, well, not any type of cruise. Most cruise ships, you have days at sea where you're at sea, and then you have port days where you're going to go dock somewhere and you could visit that place for a day. So at one of the days at sea, they actually they have even more characters than normally walking around the ship where you can visit. So it's just more Pixar characters. Like there's a lot of Incredibles, and then you got meet and greets with like Edna Mode, and you also get to just find just more of them just kind of roaming about. They also have something called the Marvel Day at Sea, which they just started pushing as well. And like that was, people were just like in a coffee house, and like, you know, Thor comes walking through just in the, you know, in the Cove Club. And it's pretty cool that they're really trying to theme these days at sea, because while there is lots of entertainment, to have something kind of specialized. And then they usually put on an additional show. I know like the Marvel show was like they have like a battle between, you know, different, I can't think of what what villains are, but you know, Spider-Man shows up and all these things. Yeah.
Very cool. I like it. So this ship also has the Aqueduct. So they also added the additional Aqua Lab splash zone and Nemo's Reef for little kids. So totally family friendly, very themed and oriented. These seem like really fun ships.
I like it. They also have mini golf on there.
Oh, I do like a good mini golf. Nice. So then we've got the Wish class. So this is probably, I feel like the Wish class is the most popular, maybe because it's so new and like it just varies. It kind of seems to have a lot of different sailing opportunities. So a lot of ships on this one. It includes the Disney Wish, Disney Treasure, Disney Destiny, and in the future, it will have the Disney Believe, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But these started launching in 2022, and again, mid-sized ships carries about 4,000 passengers, and each ship has its own storytelling theme, and this is where I feel like these ships leaned really into the storytelling. And so the Wish, it sets sail from Port Canaveral and does 3 and 4 night Bahamian cruises. I never know. And it's known to be like more of like a weekend at sea type getaway. And a lot of people who live locally in Florida like really use the Disney Wish as their quick getaway, which is really nice. It feels like a floating theme park, and this was the ship that had the first Aqua Mouse. So this is the thing that I approve of, is the Aqua Mouse. It's a water attraction which features show scenes, lighting, special effects. It's inspired by Mickey Mouse shorts, and you're on I don't know if you'd call it a tube or a raft or what.
It's a double occupancy, like kind of like a figure 8 tube.
Listen, I like this because I can experience it with somebody else. I don't want to be alone. So the Wish was a huge deal when it came out.
You can't actually go on it alone.
Yeah, of course you can.
You
But
can, except that
Abby does not want to.
when it's really windy, they require you to have two people.
Why do you think that was so you don't blow out of the ship? I don't like this idea. Okay, now I'm not sure if I like it anymore. All right. They also have the Disney Treasure, which also sets sail from Port Canaveral. This one's a little bit longer. It's usually 7 night Eastern and Western Caribbean cruises, but it does have your occasional 3 to 5 nights. Also has the Aqua Mouse.
One thing before we get to go past the Disney Wish, when the Disney Wish came up, obviously it was like a bigger deal. It was, kind of after, post COVID.
Yeah,
right?
It was. They did all these videos about making this Disney Wish. It was so cool.
And so it also kind of, when it debuted, there's a little bit of a controversy of the Wish. They kind of say that it wasn't fully done. Yeah, maybe when they,
really?
it was safe. Obviously, it's sailing. It's still sailing, but they were just saying that it wasn't. Maybe everything wasn't fully ready when they started sailing.
Okay.
Because obviously the theme parks were down. They needed to raise up some stuff. People felt like cruising was safer, maybe at the time. I don't know. But yeah, so there's a lot of. It doesn't have the best rep amongst the Disney Cruise Line, the Castaway Club members, but it's still sailing. It's still there. Yeah, it is the first of its kind of that class. And it just there was a lot of things, like the rotational dining they said wasn't as great. The usually there's like one big like kind of premiere Broadway show or Broadway style show that they have on there, and this one was The Little Mermaid. But it was kind of, again, wasn't the best reviewed. I guess it's like one of those things where it's like, how do you show swimming people? So they have you do it by having lots of stairs.
Oh.
People walking up and down stairs. And so that kind of looks strange-ish.
No.
Yeah, so... But anyways, yeah, so that was the Wish. But then in 2024, as Abby was saying, the Disney Treasure came out.
Yeah. Okay. And so that was like a kind of like an upgraded Wish, right? And then they've got the Disney Destiny, which sails from Port Everglades, Fort Lauderdale. And this is a 4 to 5 night, and it's visiting the Bahamas and Western Caribbean. And this ship leans into the darker themes, the villains, right? Like there has been so much push for villains, which I don't know why, but the Destiny kind of fed that need to be there, be in the villains world. And it's balanced by the heroic adventures. This also has the Aqua Mouse. You see how all the classes have the same similar things.
And the Aqua Mouse, everything, it always has a unique... so the Aqua Mouse, and why it's an attraction, is that it has like videos and like a story as you're going through the... they call it a water coaster. And so each ship has its own unique... own story. I think it's usually like on the last day or maybe the fourth day, they usually show that unique storyline. So you see like a different one each day if you were on the Aqua Mouse.
Yeah.
And so you would go through it and get to enjoy those videos.
That's so cool. I'm excited for this one. Now, so a part of this Wish class, we're actually going to get a new ship soon. It's called the Disney Believe. It's the 4th ship, and it's going to come in probably about 2027 is when it's expected. Right? Don't know much more about the Disney Believe yet. But
going back to the Broadway style shows that they have just a little more detail. In the Treasure, they have a Moana show, which is very highly reviewed. And people, seem to like that. And then on the Destiny, there's Hercules is their big one, which also is getting really good reviews. So it seems like maybe they've figured out their Broadway style shows.
Yeah, that's really like fed, and I feel like obviously you probably pick the ship you want to go on for the theming and for the show and what you're gonna see. Because we weren't too sure about all of this, so we really dove into the villains, into Hercules and everything, to prepare for our journey.
And it is it's not just like everyone kind of seems to think that the Destiny is like a Marvel but it's really heroes and villains
Yes.
of anything to do with Disney. So that's what you have, Cruella DeVille, and you have, you know,
Dr. Facilier.
yeah, Dr. Facilier going around, and I mean, you do have Loki, and there's, but you know, but you also have the Maleficents there.
Yeah.
So it's really, and now I say one of our children kind of tends to go towards the villainous side, and that seems to be what she likes. So
Oh yeah, she likes to be bad. And now, not to say like I wanted to make sure they still do have princesses. They still do have, what is it called, the Royal Gathering, and you'll see them all throughout the ship at different points too. So,
yeah, there's usually like
so
3
don't
different
worry,
times.
there's some light side there.
that if you are going on the trip, and the Royal Gathering does book fast. That's something you have to pre-book as soon as you check in. We did, unfortunately, through the fact
travel
that I slept through our check-in. I was going to wake up that. Yeah, exactly. I think as travel agents, we would have made sure that we checked in as soon as we could.
Yes.
It was like the next morning. I'm trying to check in, and I'm like I completely forgot. I kept talking about it for weeks. I was like, I'm gonna wake up at midnight and check. And the next, I'm trying to get the kids out to school and check us in. And I think you had an appointment that you had to leave for. So it was like, I was by myself. And so I'm like trying to make lunch and check us in. I'm like, where are our passports? I need our passport numbers. And yeah. So by the time we did get finally checked in, the Royal Gatherings were all booked up.
Listen, it's so funny because I hear this across the board from all of the travel agents that work for Family Travel Planner. We are all our own worst travel agents. We live by, and we make sure that, you know, obviously we have different checkpoints for our own clients that we do and we never miss. But it's pretty funny when it comes to our own booking. We're always like trial and error and lots of error. So that's okay. You can live and laugh at our stories.
One of the good things is, and that's kind of a tip for anyone, that anything that is booked, whether it's dining or one of these entertainment options or even a port excursion, which you do book through Disney on the days that you do have your when you're going to port, you can go to guest relations. As soon as you get on the ship, the best advice is to go to guest relations, your embarkation day, and go and ask them to see if there's anything that they can do, if there's any openings, things like that. So we're going to be going there to try to ask if we could get in one of the Royal Gatherings. So
absolutely.
Kids can meet the princesses.
Now, the last ship that we have out right now is in the adventure class. And this is like brand new. Just at the beginning of March, it set sail. So it's the Disney Adventure. And again, it's in its class. It's a very own class. And Disney purchased this ship and reimagined it. So that's a little bit different than how they usually do it. They usually start from the ground up. And this was actually supposed to be a global dream ship, and they purchased it and reimagined. So it's a much larger ship than what they usually have. It's about 6,700 passenger capacity, and it actually sails over Southeast Asia. So the home port is Singapore, and they offer 3 to 4 night sailings. And this is a ship that is all about onboard activities and entertainment. That's supposed to be the appeal. It's like a floating kind of theme park. It has its very own roller coaster, not an aqua coaster, a roller coaster. And it's Marvel themed, and the track wraps around the top deck of the ship and even over the ocean. So this is brand new to have like a roller coaster on the ship. It's really, really interesting.
So the roller coaster is called the Iron Cycle Test Run. And it's supposed to be like you're on a Tony Stark inspired like a little ship contraption thing, and you're going around. Now, oddly enough, this on the maiden voyage, this wasn't working.
Oh,
yeah. So they had their maiden voyage of the adventure, and they couldn't get it to work. And I think it actually went for a few of the following.
No.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
It just recently, it did finally, it was active. They finally like got it going.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a little bit of a damper on the maiden voyage. They
Oh,
do have
man.
so they have kind of three attractions up there. One is it's like I think it's called Pim's Go-Karts,
Mm-hmm.
something that's supposed to be Ant-Man themed, but and you're in a go-kart, you're in a vehicle that drives around the track that really is just like a circle, and you're not allowed to pass the person in front of you. If the vehicle hits another vehicle or a wall, it actually stops the ride
Oh.
and they have to reset it.
Oh no. Oh.
So it's kind of
jeez.
like it seems like it's more for small children, but like I want to put like I don't know. Anyway, so that one's a little
You
kind of
gotta work
strange.
that out. Yeah.
The other one is it's a kind of a Dumbo style.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the name of it, but it's based on Guardians of the Galaxy. It has like Groot and Rocket in there, but it's just Dumbo style. You're just going up and down, in a
But
circle.
while you're at sea.
But while you're at sea, and it's in the middle of the ship. It's not like
Yeah.
you're going over the
Over the water.
the
Yeah.
water or anything. So it does have these attractions, and they are cool to do them on sea. But I guess we got to give them some time to
Yeah, see how that goes. Yeah, because there's no ports at all when you're on this, and so that's kind of been the comment of like interest. Like, really, like it's just about ship immersive experiences.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Again, it's only been out for less than a month, and we'll see.
They did the kind of the story behind it real quickly is that they did purchase it, like you said, from this other company that was going bankrupt. That was in mid construction of making it, and so Disney took it over for cheap, but had to kind of to add all the Disney engineering into it. They had to keep. It took a lot of money as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
I think it ended up costing more than what originally the company would have if they just continued building it. And it's kind of like they're saying this was, I know for all our Disney people, this was like a Bob Chapek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of like this was maybe had something to do with his influence at the time.
Right.
Before Bob Iger came back.
Yeah.
And so it looked I've watched videos on it, and it looks like some of the stuff they've done. The San Fran Tokyo Square seems to be pretty cool. Like they have like this street, and that's where they have all the kids clubs on, and that seems to be something popular. It has these immersive games on there. And they really have to, right? They have to keep everyone entertained on the ship because there isn't this excursion. They're not going to a beach somewhere where they could go relax. It's just you're getting everything that you want on that ship.
Yep. Perfect. That's pretty cool, though. We'll have to see. So now, looking towards the future, they're going to have a brand new class of ships, and those will debut or start debuting in 2029. And we don't have too many details, except for that they do hope to expand over in Japan. So that's exciting, something new. And I feel like as like a Disney person, these are kind of the best ways for us to navigate things outside of California and Florida, right? If we're not going on like a Disney adventure trip, we can cruise and we can explore and we can open up the world to our families, right? During these family themed cruises. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's
I
what
love
we
it. So
yeah.
one of the things as a travel agent that we're always talking about is when do we find the best cruise deals, right? Because cruises are quite the pretty penny. So like one of the best ways is right when the itineraries drop or when the ship comes out. It's usually 3 to 6 months in advance of the booking windows that you're going to see those deals drop. This is when you'll see some of the lowest prices for sailing, and you'll have the best room selection. So basically, you need to be on top of it. Another time is during wave season. If you've never heard of wave season, that is between January and March. And there's usually always small discounts or onboard credits or kids sail at reduced rates. We've seen a lot of like things like get 50% off your deposit, stuff like that. That usually happens during wave season. Then there's another season called shoulder season, which is the best value. This is usually happens in January, so after the new year, if you're sailing in January, early February, non-holiday weekends, late April, early May, and September, except for the labor holidays. Those are usually when you're going to find the best prices. So, are the best price cruises, I should say. Now, this is the one that we're going to preach about and talk about the most because this has been a big hit for our clients. On board booking. This is sneaky, but the best perk you're going to get. When you're on board, you can book your next Disney cruise and get 10% off. And sometimes there's like reduced deposits and future cruise flexibility. But what you're going to do is buy something called a placeholder reservation. You pay $250 deposit per stateroom, and that's when you're going to have the placeholder. And the placeholder lasts for 24 months. And in that 24-month period, you can kind of do your research and decide which cruise you want to do. You're going to pick the cruise. You're going to reserve it within the 24 months, right? Because you'll have the placeholder. You don't have to book it right away.
Yep.
And then you would book it with the placeholder, and when you're booking it, you'd get the 10% off then once you apply. So if you don't use that placeholder, it is fully refundable, which is great to know, right? So you get your $250 back if you don't use it within the 24 months.
And, looking at the Disney website, you could see they actually offer on top, besides the 10%, they sometimes allow you to save even more. You could get a 20 to 25% off your voyage fare on different, but for like selected sailings.
Right.
So I kind of started looking at them because obviously,
because we're thinking ahead too now, right?
Well, but more just my curiosity of like, what are these selected sailings that they give? And there are there are blackout dates, so you just have to be aware of that as well over your 24-month window. But so it looks like the Disney Dream has about 8 or so. The Magic seems to have a little bit more, maybe 20 or so, where you could save more. The Treasure looks like 9 sailings, but when you go to the Disney Wish,
Is it like
there's a lot of them.
a lot.
Yeah.
Poor Disney Wish.
There's a lot. So, like I was saying, it's kind of interesting.
But like
that
I
works
said,
out.
this is like the Florida Weekender boat. Like they just love it.
Yeah, and a lot of them seem to be on the. It's January, February, October.
Yeah.
So hurricane season. That's the tail end of hurricane season, right? October.
Yes.
I believe. And then, January, February, it's going to be a little bit colder even in the Bahamas. So, you could deal with that. You're not going to be in a, bikini as you're walking around the beach, but you're still going to be in the Bahamas,
Yeah. So anyways, those are some ways you can save on your next Disney cruise deals. What do you got going over there, sir?
Well, before I got a little bit of news, but I wanted to ask you, because this is potentially going to be our last episode before, just due to the scheduling and everything, before we set sail. What is it that you're most looking forward to, and kind of what's your biggest concern?
Well, I can say right off the top, one of my biggest concerns, I think, has always been the disembarkation day. And I think it's because, like, even seeing videos about waiting in the port lobby area and stuff, it just looks like such a process, and I'm hoping that it's not. I hope it's not a big process. I hope that it's a smooth kind of because you know when your expectations are so high and you're really excited, and then there you are waiting for like 3 hours.
Embarkation.
Embarkation. Sorry. Yes.
Okay.
Because disembarkation
Yeah,
would
it was
be at the end. Sorry about that.
That brings its own set of
A sadness,
feelings.
which is different.
Yeah.
No. Yes. The first day, I worry about how that all goes. Like, right, the anxiety of all the females in the family runs pretty high. And so I'm usually the head anxiety.
Well, it's about certain, the timing of it. You get when you get your boarding group, it's essentially a 15-minute window that you can like start when they're going to start to call you. You still have time afterwards.
Right.
So, but yeah, it is getting there, and we have a late flight in because of something. Heidi's going on a school trip, and so we're going to be getting in late the night before, and then getting there.
So that first 24 hours is going to be
just
not 24.
It's like getting to the hotel and then sleeping and getting up and then getting to the port. And getting through that process where they have to check, their security and have to check your passports and all that stuff, and then getting on there. Yeah.
I am probably most excited about the shows. I love a good show, and I'm really looking forward to like sitting back, relaxing, and kind of finding our vibe on cruise ships, because this is not a thing that we have done before. And I have to also add the veranda. If you've listened to our podcast for a long time, you know that I love a good resort with a balcony.
Yeah.
That's huge for me. It's just the way that I unwind, I think. Getting some fresh air, getting some coffee or a cocktail, and just having a moment to kind of like reset. So I'm so thrilled that we have a veranda, and that I think we'll be using it a lot. So,
like one of the things you could do on a Disney cruise is that they offer you free continental breakfast delivered to your room before you even make it out to the breakfast buffets or dining room that you could be going to. So you could get your coffee and tea and like a croissant and fruit like delivered to your room. You fill out a little card the night before, and it's delivered to you, so that when you wake up, before before you're showered and ready to go, you could go take your coffee and go sit out and watch, the ocean and to think about that and just take all that in. Sounds very relaxing. So, well,
let's turn it around. What about you? What are you most excited for, and what are you most,
so that's a little bit, embarkation day. Obviously, I want to make sure that we all get there. I mean, I want to get to the chicken tendies. So that's what I'm kind of excited. That's one of the things I'm excited for and worried about. But also being that it's our first time cruising, you don't know it, but Abby has some extensive experience on the waters. So she's a little bit more accustomed to it, whereas the rest of us, I got a little bit, but the kids. So I'm worried about seasickness.
Sure.
And so I've been doing a lot of research about preventing seasicknesses. So I've got like Dramamine for everyone.
Yes.
I got the wristbands.
Got the patches.
The patches,
they say don't work.
Yeah, they say they're kind of, but you can get prescription patches. But I asked our pediatrician about it when I took one of the girls in, and she was like, I've heard like they're not. She's like, a family I knew, we gave her a prescription, and it kind of made things worse.
Yeah.
So she recommended just, kind of using one of the, Dramamine or this product called Gravol. But then there's like natural, I guess, ginger.
Yep.
Is something that helps seasickness. So you could drink ginger ale or ginger chews you can get. But also,
through your research, you also discovered how prepared the ships are actually.
Yeah, and so that they have things like, for example, green apples have some sort of anti-nausea additive or effect to them. So they have green apples on hand. They have a ton of, it's something along the lines of Dramamine, but seasickness. They have them just like, you could go up to like guest relations and just get them. They just have as many as they need because they want everyone to be able to enjoy themselves.
Right. Yeah.
Not a lot to see. So I think once we get through all of that, like usually it's like the first 24 to 48 hours where people seem to get seasickness, then they kind of get their legs underneath them. So once we get through that, as long as we can manage that, I think I'll be a little bit, I'll enjoy it. Also, again, just the concern, not that it's a concern and not that we're really worried about it because we do want to spend time with the kids.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that they're having fun.
Yes.
And I think that the clubs seem like something that that their personalities could fit into, but it also like they may not.
Right.
And I think either way we're gonna be okay. I mean,
absolutely.
There's things Abby and I would like to go get a drink and the Haunted Mansion parlor and these things, but even if we didn't go do that, like we'd still be fine.
Right. Right, absolutely.
And so I think that goes back to one of the things I'm most excited for is while we are park people, I'm kind of excited to see how we react to not being go,
getting up at 5:30 to like get on that 7 a.m.
Even though Bailey is still
she's like, we're gonna go work out.
Yeah, she's like, we have to figure out, we could sneak out. She's like, but we don't want to put our shoes on and we have to be quiet as we go sneak out while the other two people that like sleeping sleep. So we'll see. But yeah, no, it's definitely a change of pace and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So now diving into some news.
So now we're going to the news. And of course, the first story, like I said, was that the Iron Cycle test run is now running. Right. So it spans over 820 feet on the Disney Adventure. And so that's a good sign. So things are looking better already for the adventure. Also happening back in the parks now, we got Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin is set to reopen on April 8th.
Now, this is exciting. It's all revamped, but still the same.
still the same, still Buzz. You're still, fighting aliens and Zorg and all that. Or Zurg or Zorg now?
I think it's Zurg. I don't know.
And so that's exciting. They had they had some media previews and now they're in cast member previews right now, but everything that I've seen makes it seem like it's a better game system. It's easier to shoot.
Yep. Yeah.
It's easier they still have like because one of the problems with the older version was that you were both shooting these lasers that looked identical. So you really couldn't tell, wait, is that my laser or the person in my vehicle with me, is it our seatmate's laser? Yeah. So now they're color coded. Doesn't really help those of us that have problems seeing colors necessarily. But
I'm sorry.
But yeah, there are, and they said the targets are a little bit easier and they're more interactive, so you could see when you shoot them, they light up and stuff like that. So should be a good time. We're looking forward to that on April 8th. Again, anytime something's opening in Magic Kingdom is a good thing as far as I'm concerned, right? With all the construction going on there. That wasn't supposed to be there yet. That's a Universal story. I'll get to those in a second. Universal, stay where you belong.
Oh, poor Universal.
Disneyland Paris just opened. It's newly revamped. What was it? Adventure. Of course, I don't have it up here. Disney Adventure World. Opening day of Disney Adventure World just happened recently, and when the World of Frozen opened, it hit capacity the day of people were going nuts. There was a video I saw online of Disney had to put an alert out on their app.
Yeah.
Saying like 10 o'clock that it hit capacity and nobody else would be allowed into World of Frozen.
Crazy.
Everyone wants to see that talking Olaf,
Yeah, I get it.
But just like in any park, Disney park, you're not allowed to run. There was a video of them opening up World of
Oh,
Frozen,
no.
and people were like
Running.
straight out sprinting. Like you saw a guy get like, a guy fell down. It looked like people did go to help him,
Oh.
but it wasn't like they just trampled him or anything like that.
But yeah, it was
Yeah,
not
guys,
good.
it's like, come on. Like, it's, I get it. I understand it's an opening of a theme park,
Yeah.
but why is everyone like sprinting like a mad dash to get into a Frozen world?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, it is all about that getting the first video now, which is pretty crazy. But Paris, Disney Paris is much smaller than the other parks, as far as I know.
Yes. And now, so this one, but at least now there's more. And the thing is, that there's other, it's not just World of Frozen, there's other lands in the adventure world.
Yeah.
Because there's Disneyland Paris, and then just like with, in Disneyland, there's another park that's not named Disney, something, so it's just like one of those things. And yeah, so there's a lot of reports coming back from that. I haven't seen a ton of footage yet on that, so I think that's something I'll be checking out this week, and we can report back on our next episode. That's World of Frozen. What have we got here? So there's a permit was filed for Soarin'. And it was Imagineering filed a permit for Set Elements this past week.
Oh.
Soarin' Around the World is changing to Soarin' Across America, starting on May 27th, I believe, May 25th. Just before then, Soarin's gonna close for refurbishment. Where obviously, if they're changing things to this, they have to resync the ride vehicles and everything that's going on. But now they're saying that they're filed a permit for Set Elements. No one really knows what that means. They don't know if they're adding things into the queue that might be different.
I wonder.
Because the actual ride itself isn't really, it's just the ride vehicle and a screen.
Yeah.
So there's there's nothing
maybe
in
it's
there.
like in the queue. Like they've got to be adding something.
It could be. Or maybe.
But what, is it so much so that they need a permit to change? Interesting.
Disney does things by the book. So
yes.
We're going to have to, we're a couple months away from that happening. So we'll have to keep an eye out and be ready for those updates as they come. But Soarin', we want more Soarin'.
Yep. Yeah.
More Soarin' all the time. Over in Disneyland, as I was, Abby and I were talking about this before we started recording, Bluey, right? I guess nobody really actually realizes how big Bluey is.
I feel like we've kind of, we do love Bluey, but our kids have gotten a little bit older, so we're not as immersed in it, I don't think.
Well, and I think it also has to do with the fact that they haven't been releasing as many new episodes.
Right.
So the kids have kind of cycled through them so many times.
Yeah.
And it kind of, it was a fad, but they're coming, Bluey's going to be in both parks. Disneyland just started its Bluey show. And it was they had to change operational shifts due to how many people were in line to see this show.
Also crazy.
Yeah, really. So it was so full. They had to, they had to change the amount of shows that they were going on, and then they also, to their own, it's kind of their own problem as well. So they have this Bluey show, but there's a playground. And there's some interactive elements to it.
Yeah.
And so people weren't leaving the show area because of this playground. And then or just lingering and then getting back in line to see the show again. And it was making a bigger issue for the people that were already waiting. So they have some stuff to figure out. They're also saying there's a Bluey restaurant, and I gotta find the name of it real quick. Was it's the Troubadour. Yeah, the Troubadour Tavern had to cut off mobile orders at 10 a.m. because all the mobile order booking windows were already booked for the day. So no one was able to come back and get a mobile order from 10 o'clock on. which that's crazy.
That would be so disappointing as somebody that went like just for this and then like they couldn't.
But it's like,
I
what do
guess
they?
that's what you got to expect
I
on
mean,
opening day.
it's
Though.
not like they're serving not like Bluey's serving you the food or anything. You know, it's just food. So I don't know.
No,
But that's like anything. I mean, everything's always busier. And when it first opens, I mean, that's why Epic Universe still isn't at capacity yet. They haven't opened up its full crowd or guest capacity. Because, yeah, it's just everything's,
Yeah.
So Disney's got to take some more time. Again, staying over at Disneyland. Pirates of the Caribbean over there is closing for refurbishment. Along with the Blue Bayou restaurant, which is attached to it, where you can see, part of the ride. So that's going to be closing down beginning on May 4th. They don't really have a reopening date yet, but that's just something if you are planning to make a trip out to Disneyland, you're not going to be going on Pirates, which is an opening day attraction.
Yeah.
And
it's a big deal.
Yeah. Was something that, and it's a really cool ride. Some people say it's better than the Disney World one.
I don't know, man.
It's longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. One of these days, right? We're going to make it out there.
It's been like 20 years since I've been, I think. More than that.
She's going back.
It's been a long time.
Back in the olden days when I went out to California. Now getting into the Universal side of it. Universal filed a permit for a new building at the Wizarding World in Epic Universe. So they started construction behind the existing Battle of the Ministry. I think it was late last year. They started building it. But for some reason now there's just a new permit filed. I'm not really sure on how that works, the timing of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a new building. No one really knows exactly what's there. It's filed by Baker Barrios Architects on behalf of Universal Orlando with Whiting Turner Contracting Company, which my sister used to work for. And yeah, so it's like this big area. It looks like another building. They're doing it for some reason. It must be an attraction. You would
Okay,
think.
cool. It's interesting that they're already expanding on it, but
Yeah.
all right.
I mean, it hasn't even been open a year.
Yeah.
So that is happening Universal. So then, staying on the Epic Universe front, Universal and Disney does this as well, where they send out surveys, kind of talking about different, they kind of trying to get a feel or feedback on different new guest experiences. So one of the things that's still going on is that the Universal annual pass holders, it doesn't include Epic Universe.
Yeah.
So they still have to buy their Epic Universe tickets separately, which obviously is an issue for those existing. So they kind of came with like different scenarios. One of them, excuse me, all of a sudden
I'm choked up.
I'm dying over. Well, I get very choked up when I talk about annual pass holders. But it was like saying that they would Epic Universe access available as an annual pass upgrade, but it would double the price of the annual pass.
What?
So right now it's like $530 for an annual pass.
Yeah.
So they're saying that you would be able to go to Epic Universe, but you now would have to pay almost $1,200.
What?
That's one of their.
Crazy.
They're trying to get a feel. Or they said annual pass holders can purchase discounted ticket bundles that would allow multiple visits to Epic Universe at select days. It'd be a lower pay per day price than a discounted one day Epic. I don't know.
They're making it way too complicated, and it doesn't make sense that you can go to 3 parks for $500 and then now it's just one extra park for I don't know. It's just the math isn't mathing. No, thank you.
So they're trying to figure that one out. And there's like another thing that has to do with, it would be like you would you'd pay for an upgrade, but you'd get like a 3-month window to go like 3 times or something. It was something convoluted. Yeah. Come on. It's no. Again, Epic Universe or Universal, like the tickets should not be the expensive part, right?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
expensive enough just to go and drink and eat and buy a souvenir.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're making profit. Don't like overcharge people, especially these are annual pass holders. They're gonna be back over and over and over again.
Right. There you
Like
go.
let them go in, and then they could go buy they're gonna buy 30 more butterbeers if you let them
Yeah.
in more.
And they're going to bring their friends. And that's the thing,
Yeah.
is they're going to bring the friends that don't necessarily have annual passes from out of town, and they're going to show them around and make them fall in love. And then the friends keep coming back. It's a
Yeah.
whole
You know,
sales pyramid that you could be working on there.
It just doesn't make any sense to me to try to people are saying they're not continuing their annual pass, and people have said that at Disney too, because the price keeps going up, and
Yeah.
they're supposedly supposed to be dropping it. The I think it's the Incredipass.
Yep. Yeah.
Supposed to be lowering the price, but
Okay.
I haven't heard anything about that in a while.
Interesting.
Stardust Racers just reopened early from refurbishment at Epic Universe.
Mm-hmm.
It was what happened. There was some high winds that were happening one day,
Mm-hmm.
and the coaster of the dragon, the Stardust Racer coaster. Was valleying out.
What?
So meaning it was getting to a point where it was no longer it couldn't get up its next ramp. So it valleyed out, and they had to actually bring in cranes to get the coaster back up the track. To get it back. So it was closed.
Oh boy.
It said it was supposed to reopen in early April, but they actually opened it. I think it was a couple of days ago.
This coaster.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna really have to think about our.
Yeah, I don't know. The kids still aren't keen on inversion, so I don't know if we're gonna have to worry about that just yet.
Too much, yeah.
But
We'll stick with that.
Staying on Universal, and everything I'm saying about Universal kind of sounds negative, but this was like a little bit better. So last year, Halloween Horror Nights, they had a kickoff. They call it the Premium Scream Night, and it's kind of a pricier event. But the intent of it was that you were supposed to, because it was you're paying a little bit more money. It's going to be a lower capacity crowd. You were going to be able to try included like all the food, like samplings of the food, and just have less of a crowd so you could get into all the houses easier. But people were complaining because they ran out of food, and that there were still long waits to get into the houses.
Yeah.
So what they did was, if you purchased I think the opening night last year, you're going to get a $75 discount on if you wanted to go again this year.
Oh, okay.
And that they're promising that they've readjusted the capacities so that it'll be less people.
Okay.
And hopefully won't run out of food and or have you wait in long lines as you're paying $400 to go to a special event at a theme park. So there it is. That's the news.
Oh boy, that was actually a lot of news, but I appreciate it.
I mean, she only yawned once while I was talking. So.
Listen, sometimes it happens. It's been a long weekend.
It happens more often than you think when I'm talking.
Lies. Listen, I don't even want to get to how many times you have fallen asleep while I've been in mid-sentence, like asleep, like out. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for
each other. We love each other.
We do. For joining us here at the Disney Hour Express. We had a lot of fun with you today. And the next time you'll hear from us, we'll probably be on the cruise ship. So tune in next time. Until then, keep it cool and have fun.
This has been a Family Travel Planner production.